Why, hello everybody. Welcome back to another fantabulous, fantastic, crazy adventure here in Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime. I am Jeremy. I am the other dungeon master here in Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime. And I have brought with me a fantastic cast of characters that'll be playing with us tonight. So, without further ado, let's say hi to everyone. First, we have, before I go into introducing everyone, all these characters are Fable tier characters, which in the world of DnDTime basically means they have reached level 4 after completing a arduous boss battle, actually, except for the last character, which we'll talk about him special when we get to him. But anywho, our first character tonight is Nijel Astrada, the Dread Emperor. How are you, Nijel?
I am quite well this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Dungeon Master Jeremy, I believe is the title, yes?
Yeah, generally speaking. Most people call me the DM.
Well, that takes away from the title. We, men of power and, well, fame, must show respect to such.
Mm. You know, I'm also, my class and race is the Human Excel Wizard. So, if that helps at all.
I don't think even among Bartholomew's mightiest wizards I've heard of this Excel.
Yeah,
it must be quite a powerful school of magic, I assume.
You know, it's really overrated.
Come now, I can't believe that. That's what I heard they say about divination wizards, and in my other meanderings outside of Bartholomew's shop, I've seen they can be quite formidable.
Oh, don't let Sugarmama hear you say that. Anyway, Nijel.
Oh, what? Oh, sorry, I was baking cookies.
Well, welcome back to DnDTime. It was going to be an exciting adventure for everybody.
That is awesome. My speciality.
Next, we have Despair, our favorite Tiefling Ranger. Now, Despair, I do have to ask, have you decided upon a title yet? Or is this...
I have not, unfortunately.
Well, you say it's a misfortune, but really, there's a fortune, right? We're adding mystique to this we're bringing it further. But Despair, welcome. How are you doing? It's been a while since we've seen you here in Bartholomew's kind of, I guess, what is it? Is it like his adventuring company, I guess?
Yeah, I haven't been around. I've been quite busy.
Last I heard, you collected quite a bit of dirt on the mayor of Central City. Are you planning on doing anything interesting with that, or?
Eventually, when the time's right.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if anyone needs information, you're the one who's got it. You kind of have your web. So
yes.
What have you been up to? Anything in particular? Just kind of hanging out, doing your thing?
I've been recruiting a few people to help expand my reach.
Recruiting?
Yes.
Oh,
gathering
damn.
Some secrets.
Is this like a little assassin's guild in here, or?
I wouldn't say assassinations. I mean, perhaps
we might
do that.
Just because you offer assassination doesn't mean that that's what you are, right?
Exactly.
Can't be defined by just one thing. It's ridiculous. Well, interesting. We'll have to see what happens. I know Bartholomew's usually not the biggest fan of competition, but maybe you could work with Bartholomew on this one. Do the things that maybe he wouldn't want to do quite so openly. Well, anyway,
yes.
Despair. Welcome back. It's always great to have you.
Thank you.
It's going to be a very, very interesting adventure, I think. Third, we have Sugarmama, the sweet. Welcome back, Sugarmama. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well too. Now, Sugarmama, I have to ask: do you walk all the way back to the Big Rock Candy Mountains after all of your adventures?
Why, of course I do.
That's so far! You must have incredibly powerful legs!
Well, you know, it's good to get a little exercise. It makes me feel young.
You feel like he's climbing a whole mountain every week.
It's fine.
At least one mountain, maybe more. I don't know. Gee, well, I wanted to know because this is a very, I don't know, it's just interesting to me. I always wondered.
Well, it does help when I get a little help from my boys.
Speaking of your boys, how about the biggest boy? How's Papa Sickle doing? I haven't seen him since that unfortunate incident with the at the DLV.
Oh yes, he took it rather poorly. He blames himself. I keep telling him that I'm fine, but he's fallen hard into the honeydew, if you know what I mean.
You know, that brings up an interesting moral quandary that I don't want to get into very deeply. Does it matter if people you love die if they just always come back? Anyway.
Welcome, I believe it does.
I'm with you, Sugarmama. Welcome back. Do you have any shout outs, anything interesting you've been doing since last time you were here?
Well, I've been pushing Papa to join this program of another golden lizard.
Oh, really?
I thought it might help him get back on track, you know?
Is this by any chance Kuro Gaines?
Oh yes, that's the one.
Yeah, no, I've heard really good things about Kuro Gaines. I'm thinking of trying it myself. I'm not sure how that will work, but we'll figure it out.
Yes, I'm sure you could do it, sweetheart.
Well, anyway, welcome again, Sugarmama, back for this week's adventure. And then last but certainly not least, it has been a long time since we've seen you here, Fellnight. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
You know, I can't complain, I will say. You know, I know you're actually not quite a Fabled tier adventurer yet, right?
No, I'm right on the cusp. I need to do that boss battle. I've just been extraordinarily busy at the Temple of Soon.
Yes, I remember now. You are our Cleric of Soon. We don't see a lot of Soonians here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a super well-known temple in Central City, but we're trying to expand a little bit.
You know, last I heard, people didn't realize it was even a temple. They just thought it was a spa. Do you get that often?
I mean, you're not wrong. It is mostly a spa. At least half of it is. And I've actually gotten to the point where I'm in charge of that half.
That's a good half to be in charge of.
Yes. But I mean, one of the basic tenets of the Soonit faith is giving 5 compliments a day. And it's about physical beauty and love, and you know what's better for physical beauty than a spa day?
Yeah, you know that's exactly the point. Now, I just want to point out, I've noticed you haven't given me any compliments about my physical beauty, despite the fact that you're religiously obligated to.
You look fantastic.
Thank you so much. Welcome back into Bartholomew's fold. Nonetheless, I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting adventure. So our adventure begins today. You all have traveled to the northeast of the lands of DnDTime, toward the Sacred Vale, a very holy and religious area throughout the land. On your way, you've been told to take a different route than you normally would heading up in that direction, and you've been traveling down this dusty, even barely visible road. You're still outside of the vale itself out of the forest, and you found yourself in a very, very hilly area, almost comically hilly. The hills only rise maybe 15 or 20 feet up, and they're very, very steep and round, completely covered in green grass and the occasional patch of wild. Your road kind of snakes in and around the hills, not quite ever cresting them, always going around. And it's as you turn a corner here, you see an interesting sight. you can see a large clearing ahead of you, maybe 1,000 feet wide and a couple hundred feet across, where there aren't any hills. It's simply flat. You can see there are a whole bunch of little doors kind of built into the sides of the hills all around this clearing. However, you don't see anyone around at the moment, just little wooden doors, very small wooden, kind of like little hobbit holes almost. And that is where our adventure starts, as you kind of turn the corner, and see this town.
Hello? Is anyone home?
You call out, and no one seems to answer immediately.
Oh, well, I suppose we should trek back then.
That seems
Maybe
a
we
bit
should
extreme.
Can you
Knock
roll me a
first.
deception check?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, deception. Sure. Where is that on the sheet? There it is.
Okay. You say that, and you hear it sounds like just a squeak somewhere from further in the clearing. You can't tell if it came from one of the doors or something, but you hear something, and then just kind of a muffled version of it. It's like, but they don't. Whatever is in here doesn't come out. You were told you were supposed to meet whoever's hiring you here. So, what do you all do?
And what do you suggest we do, dear Dread Emperor, sweetie?
Well, in times like this, I suppose we should go for a direct route, get a little bit of attention, and Nijel will make his way out to the middle of this clearing.
Okay. What's your passive perception, Nijel? And actually, what's everyone's passive perception?
15.
Oh, yeah. What? It's so high. Anyone else?
My passive perception is 15.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Okay, so if you have a 14 or higher, you can all kind of see, and except for, I guess, Nijel as he's striding out into the center, there are definitely faces kind of peering out of little windows on the doors, but you can't really see them very well. They're they're cloaked in shadows from inside or the little burrows or whatnot. So, Nijel, you stride out, not really noticing the faces. What do you do as you're kind of now standing in the middle of this large clearing?
I will make ruckus, clanging my scythe against my shield, calling out, "Oh, honorable patrons, your adventurers have arrived."
Oh, okay. So you're not trying to intimidate them. You're trying to, just impress them? Nijel?
Sorry, Push Talk is messing up on me. He's not trying to intimidate, he's more trying to expedite things.
Okay, yeah, so you... yeah, okay, so as you do that for a little while, and the rest of you kind of watch, you all see one of the doors just kind of open a little bit, and you can't really see what's inside, but you do see this pair of kind of beady yellow eyes looking out, maybe at halfling height level, staring out of the little crack in the doorway.
Sugarmama's kinda shuffle on over.
Oh, you see it
Hello,
shrink,
sweetie.
whatever it is shrinks back and closes the door just a little bit more. So there's only this teeny little crack where you can see the little yellow eyes looking out at you as you get close.
She'll kneel down to make herself smaller. Hello there. We're from Bartholomew's.
Oh, you're not gonna eat us?
Oh no. These old jaws only have a taste for sweet things, dearie.
Okay. The door kind of opens a little bit, and before you see, as you're in your fairly large lizardy form are kneeling down.
That wasn't
sounds
actually.
like shoots them with a crossbow.
Nope, I am trying to edit it.
Sorry.
I am lawful good.
about maybe like a 3.5 foot tall little anthropomorphic rabbit person, a bunny person. They're kind of like, they timidly look at you as they're holding the door open. Hello.
No.
Oh my god, they're so cute.
And he hops a little closer. It's like he like takes a couple steps and then hops like the last little way.
Yeah, Sugarmama's gonna hold out a cookie to him.
Oh, he grabs it and starts just chowing it down. Are you from Bartholomew's?
Yes, sweetie, I told you that.
Everybody, it's okay. They're the heroes. And there's kind of like you hear like a little like squeaking sound from a couple of the other little burrows, and then kind of just abruptly, a bunch of the doors just kind of open up, and you see a few more timid bunny people kind of poke their head out, and they're looking at you, and they're like, "Oh, so you've come all this way so fast." And the bunny that's been talking to you, Sugarmama, hops a little closer. So, are you here to help us?
Yes,
Stop the
sweetie.
scary thing in the woods.
Yes, sweetie, that's our job.
Okay. He does this like weird like walk, because it looks really funny when you see bunnies walking on their hind. But he walks forward a little bit and then hops over to the rest of you. Oh. Are you the other adventurers?
Yes, we are.
Oh. And at this point, you can see a fairly large crowd of these little bunnies kind of grouping around, and they're all just kind of chittering to each other. Oh, there's a terrible monster in the woods.
Tell us about it, sweetie.
Oh. And then they look down, kind of concerned. Well, it's big, and it breathes fire, and it flies, and it's horrible. And a couple of other bunnies like chitter along. In the rest of the clearing, you can see that there are a lot of the rabbit folk who are paying no attention to you at this point. Now realizing you're not a threat, they're gone about their daily activities. They're just kind of playing around and like eating flowers and stuff. They're just having a good old time. The rabbit who's been talking to says again, yeah, it's pretty terrible. It's been stealing the little babies.
That's horrid.
I know.
Mama will
Kind of looks
punish
down
him right
dejectedly.
away.
And it's at this moment that in the background you see like a couple like teeny tiny little baby bunnies trying to run on their hind legs and just like fall over, which is adorable because they're tiny and they look like regular rabbit sized.
Oh my.
Anything that threatens this town needs to be destroyed.
The child snatcher needs to be destroyed. What are you talking about?
We can't really leave most of the time. We can only really talk and think and stuff because we're so close to the forest. And it kind of points past it, and you can see just the very beginnings of the sacred veil right there. Only the most powerful of us can leave. Which that's not me.
Oh, don't worry, sweetie. I'm sure you're valuable in all sorts of different ways.
Mm-hmm. I'm good at growing.
Well, that's wonderful.
Kind of looks at each of you. Are they always so quiet?
Sugarmama's gonna look back at the rest of you. Oh, come on, boys.
Well, I think you kind of have the gist of it.
Okay.
What can I?
Oh. You sound weird.
Well, that one's the Dread Emperor. Say hi, Dread Emperor, dearie.
His eyes open wide as he kind of like hobbles over to you. Oh, you're scary.
Yes, I do get that a lot, but make no mistake about it. I'm only here to help. Under, of course, the employ of Bartholomew.
It kind of nods
quite
his
an
head.
interesting foe.
It nods his head very aggressively, and his ears kind of flop all over the place. Okay. And he hops over toward you, Despair. Oh, you got horns.
Despair is drooling a little bit, looking very hungry.
Why are you drooling?
Dearie, let's go over to the Fellnight over here.
Okay. Oh, you're pretty. He kind of like reaches out and just instinctively goes to like grab at your arm.
I sit cross-legged next to him and let him like hold out my arm for him.
In this weird
Hello.
twist of fate, he starts petting you. It's like, ooh, your hair's really soft.
I do take very good care of it.
Okay. So this goes on for a little while. And it's fairly late in the evening by the time you get here. And you see the bunny folk all start getting stuff together. They bring out baskets full of nice produce and flowers and all sorts of good things like that. And they start setting up a small feast for themselves, it seems like. And they invite you to come and partake amongst with them.
Oh, well, I suppose it would be rude to decline.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Yeah,
say, boys?
I say we stay the night, guard the village throughout the night, and then set off in the morning.
If a beast
Wonderful
does
idea.
indeed lurk among them, if it were to attack for the younglings, it would do so in the night. It might be better to stay the night.
Okay. So yeah,
Besides,
you all
I've noticed... Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Besides, I've noticed a trend of these more rough races being fond of those signing the infants, and frankly, I would not mind having to go with that myself.
All right, so you all kind of sit down. Despair. How do you deal with this? All these delicious-looking bunny people.
Despair's actually gonna wander off to try and clear their head for a minute.
Okay, yeah. Despair's like, ooh, I need to go for a walk. The rest of you have this like. Are you sure? You're sure it's a great like feast to bunnies, but for the rest of you, it's just like some shaved carrots and lots of flower petals. So it's probably not that tasty. Fellnight, you maybe have had something like this at the Temple of Soon. It's an incredibly modern diet, super effective. But
The triple vegan diet.
yeah, exactly. So you all have a bit of a feast, and most of the bunny folk kind of set off to go to sleep. And as night falls, Despair finds himself back with the rest of the party, and you all kind of find yourself just right outside the Sacred Vale. It's dark outside except for the stars above and a slight little crescent moon. And as you kind of look around, it's a beautiful evening, a very cool winter's breeze or summer's breeze. Kind of floats in the air, and it seems very peaceful in this little valley. What's your plan as you kind of decide to wait the night? You're just gonna camp out, or?
Say we take watches.
Oh, I suppose.
That does make the most sense.
Indeed.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, so we're gonna see. Are you just gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 down the line?
Sure.
Probably. Makes sense.
All right, so it's at the very beginning of the morning, right when the sun is just barely starting to crest above the hills, Fellnight, during your watch, that something happened. Can you roll me a perception check, first of all?
I can do that.
Right.
Ouch.
All right, so you're a little tired. This is a particularly big triple vegan feast, so you're very full. As you're just kind of chilling, leaning up against maybe you have like a collapsible chair that you brought with you, or something. As you're just sitting down and relaxing, when you hear like a creaking sound that you didn't really expect. You've seen some of the rabbit folk come out from time to time throughout the evening, but none of them have really done too much. Maybe they're going to the bathroom somewhere or whatnot, but they haven't made a lot of noise. And it's just a loud kind of like creak of wood. What do you do? Everyone else is currently either asleep. Yeah, I think everyone's asleep at that point. Besides you.
Probably gonna start heading towards that noise. I'd probably, if anyone was sleeping near me, I would nudge them awake before I headed off.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. At least one of you. Sugarmama. Sugarmama's sleeping nearby.
Oh, what is it, dearie?
I heard a noise. I'm gonna check it out. Mine's just keeping an eye on the town center for a minute.
All right. Be careful, dearie.
Thank you.
All right. So Sugarmama takes your watch, and Fellnight, you head down to the far, far end of the town, right near where it kind of reaches up against the woods, where there aren't very many little rabbit holes. And as you get down to there, you can see what's causing this creak. In the summer breeze, one of the doors is wide open and just kind of going around, blowing in the breeze. Try and investigate.
Yeah, I'll go up and look inside.
Yeah, as you approach, you can see that the inside of the house is trashed. Somehow you manage not to hear this. The door is wide open. You see signs of like a fight, and as you kind of look around in there, you don't really see anyone until you kind of open up a few doors and you end up in the bedroom, and you see a large, like full-size rabbit folk, either unconscious or dead. You're not sure, just kind of sprawled out on the floor. You also see a very small, teeny tiny bed next to that bed, which is empty.
Gonna go up to the body and check it for life.
Yeah. Actually, as you walk up to it, the creature, the little rabbit folk. Yeah, as you go up to him and you go to like pat his arm or whatnot, see if he's awake, you hear like like a squirm, and then look out! And out of nowhere, you feel a sharp blade kind of pierce your back. You're going to take 7 points of slashing damage as you get slashed from behind. Can you roll me initiative?
Ouch.
Alrighty.
Oh,
you whip around to look at what has attacked you, and you see what looks like a completely two-dimensional goblin. He's kind of cartoonishly drawn and has a scimitar in one hand. He yells out and slashes at you again. This time not with his paper blade. Oh my goodness. 20 will absolutely hit you, right?
Yes.
All right, it's 4 more points of damage. And then you see this two-dimensional goblin kind of like jump backwards onto the wall and kind of scoot around the side into a closet and out of sight. He just kind of goes through the little slit between the door and the closet because he's paper thin. What would you like to do? It's your turn now.
Well.
You can call out if you want.
Yes.
Sugarmama's in the range that you definitely hear you.
Would that be an action or just a bonus action?
That's not even. That's free.
All right.
Yelling is free.
I'm going to be yelling for help, and I am going to use my channel divinity for preserve life.
Ah, okay.
No, wait, that would only give me 1 health. Never mind.
Yeah, that's not going to do a ton for you.
No, I wanted to give the rabbit health too. I guess I'll just cure wounds on myself. Level 1.
That's a good cure wounds. As the healing energy flows through you when you call out to your friends, what do you say?
Something to the effect of, over here, there's been an attack, help.
You all kind of hear that. Most of you are jolted from sleep. Sugarmama, you're the only one who's already kind of up. So Sugarmama, you can act if you'd like this turn. Would you like to do anything?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
Sugarmama will toddle into the burrow, I suppose.
Yeah, it takes like your whole turn to run over. Pretty far away.
What's the matter? An attack, you say?
Yes, something is... I don't know what it was.
Well, the paper goblin's going to go again as you're trying to explain this. As leaping out, this time from under the crease in the bottom of the closet, it just kind of... You just see like a paper arm and scimitar kind of come out and slash at you. Which, that's a 16 to hit?
Who?
Yes.
Who's it hit? Who's it trying to hit?
Huh?
Who's
Not
it
you. He's trying to hit Fellnight.
Oh, well, that's a 10 now.
Oh, shit, using a portent on that, huh?
Yeah, how rude of that little thing.
Very fair. Yeah, he just kind of like misses terribly. And Fellnight, it's your turn. His arm's still sticking out there. Little paper goblin.
Well, I am going to reach for him and attempt to inflict wounds.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, you hit him. You definitely hit him. Yeah, he dies. The paper just kind of shrivels up and turns to a fine powder as your necrotic energy pulses through it. You see the little bunny next to you kind of pass out, but you think he's just unconscious, based on what little you had seen of him. And as you're all kind of there, Sugarmama and Fellnight, Nijel and Despair are able to get up and run over to see what's happening. What do you say, Fellnight? What happened?
I heard a door creaking in the wind. I came in and as I attempted to give aid to this thing, which I'm going to, or to this gentleman. Is it a male or female?
Looks like a female rat.
Or to this woman. This woman being a healing word on it.
You would really know.
This creature, this friend.
Give them a word of healing, which I think is just the first one, right?
I think so.
Cool. So 4 points. That's fine. And they kind of like
This thing attacked
rubbing
me.
their eyes.
It was flat. I don't understand. How can something
rather paper?
flat?
They took my baby.
They did what?
Goblins. Where is he?
No, they did not.
And she's looking around.
Sugarmama's gonna storm outside.
Sugarmama storms outside. And Sugarmama, you can see little weird like cuts in the ground almost. Running like leading toward the forest.
She's gonna march off in that direction immediately.
Okay, so Sugarmama, ignoring the rest of everyone, bolts out. The rest of you follow.
Yes.
What do you mean by flat?
I mean, it was like a piece of paper. It looked like a piece of paper.
Was it also horrific and vaguely mole-esque?
No, it was a goblin. It looked like a drawing of a goblin.
Well, regardless, it seems this is what we must slay. I suppose we should follow the lizard then. Sugar Mama, I suppose.
As you follow Sugarmama into this dark forest.
Yeah, with her buns of steel.
Yeah, with her.
Stump.
You all kind of chase after her, and when you're out of the forest, outside of the forest, you can see little slit marks in the ground. Clearly, these flat creatures, they don't leave regular footprints. But Sugarmama, as you run into the woods, you can start to see where they've gone through. They've slashed just kind of needlessly, not trying to hide their steps at all as they make their way in. And after maybe 5 minutes of following them, you find yourself deep within the forest. It's dark. There's very little light, the occasional star showing through from the foliage above. And you come to a tree, a fairly large tree. At its base, a small rabbit hole where all of the tracks seem to line up right toward. It's a fairly large rabbit hole, but that's not the point.
Just so I could fit it in.
Yeah, it'd be a tight squeeze.
Alrighty. Might wait for the others to catch up. Come on, boys. Pick up the pace.
Yeah, I was falling like right behind her, so.
Clang, 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 clang.
Clang, clang. As your armor clangs, Nijel, you catch up. And Sugarmama, everyone is caught up to you.
All right, now. She makes a motion. She's rolling up her robe sleeves and trying to judge just how well she can fit into the hole.
As you look at it, it looks a lot wider on the inside. So like you just gotta like push yourself through the opening, and you think.
All right, she's gonna dive headfirst into it.
All right, you dive headfirst, and you all see Sugarmama disappear into the darkness, seemingly completely unhindered by the relatively tight space.
Guess we need to go in. I follow him immediately.
All right, Fellnight leaps in and disappears.
Nijel will look over to Despair. Well, I can't say I've heard of anything bad happening to an individual going down a rabbit hole. Let's end this before the dawn. And Nijel will reluctantly squeeze in as well.
Yeah, Nijel, you find it like actually easy to get in. Like where you think you would have to like squeeze, you just slide right in. Despair, do you follow along, I assume?
Reluctantly.
Reluctantly. Maybe leave a pawn behind to Well, regardless, down the rabbit hole you all go. And interestingly enough, you find yourselves free falling once you're in there. But a few moments later, you land in a very similar forest clearing as to where you started. It looks almost identical. Actually, it looks identical. Like nothing really has changed, except that all of the colors around you seem slightly almost inverted. The dark sky, which was getting brighter with the rising sun, appears to be a very, very barely lit sky getting darker. And all of the colors are also quite a bit more vibrant, as you see these kind of now purple-leaved trees, and you see the rabbit hole at the base of the tree right in front of you. But rather than just kind of a dark void, it's just a big white. And you can see the footsteps leading off into the distance.
And Sugarmama is immediately going to follow them. After that rabbit.
Yeah, as you go to follow them, Sugarmama, you notice at this point they're regular-sized footsteps. They're like regular people footprints. And
regular goblins, you mean?
Yeah, like regular goblins. And as you take a few steps forwards, you bump into something you didn't see as you bump into completely flat Nijel.
Nijel?
No, Nijel, you turn and you see a two-dimensional Sugarmama standing there next to you.
Does this have any reminiscent to Nijel of that terrible encounter he had in the sewers once upon a time?
It certainly may.
Oh, now this is terrible and interesting. With the negative color palette shift, he will cast light on the tip of his scythe to see if it's black or light.
Yeah, it glows like a purplish black, but mostly black. Just a slight tint of purple in there. The rest of you also find yourselves two-dimensional and flat in this strange place. Just so you know.
Well,
You can see that there is a obvious trail where the goblins have let off, and clearly there are two larger creatures that aren't just goblins.
well, come on, we mustn't dally. There's a child.
And Sugarmama rushes down, and at this point you reach a kind of a clearing. Well, not a clearing, but the path branches. One branch goes left, one branch goes right. Smack dab in the middle, there's a particularly large and kind of lanky-looking tree with lots of spindly moving but thin branches reaching out all over the place. It has a large kind of face, not engraved, but almost molded from its bark and wood. However, there's a large 5-mark claw streak right across the thing's face, and it appears not to be moving at all, if it were like a regular tree would. There's also a sign nailed right into the middle of it, right on its nose. There are 2 arrows, each pointing down a different direction on this splitting branch. One says hither, one says thither, or thither.
Are the tracks gone?
The tracks still go, but it's a huge jumble at this point. There are also it's like they walked around in circles here for like a while and then went down a path. But you see other tracks that have also come through this way at this point. So it's hard to, you'd have to roll some sort of check to really determine where they may have gone.
Father, well, Sugarmama's gonna go up to the tree and say, "Excuse me."
The tree does not respond. Again, it's got this huge, 5-clawed rake down its.
This poor tree.
Its tree face is wrenched up in a look of just horror as well. I don't know if I didn't describe that. I meant to.
No, he didn't.
Oops. Yeah, he looks like he maybe was a living tree, but he's a dead tree now.
I see.
In the back of our group, Nijel will dig around in his pack and pull out a torch to make sure that we don't burn like paper as the last flat things he encountered did, lighting up the torch.
Yeah, you light up the torch. It is also 2-dimensional. Yeah, do you hold it to yourself?
No, I hold it out
You
of
hold
way
it
for
normal?
myself to see if it burns like a paper torch or a proper torch.
It appears to burn pretty quickly, like a paper torch may.
I will toss it aside very quickly.
As you let go of it,
the
it becomes a full torch. Just a regular 3-dimensional.
Now that is interesting. Did any of the rest of you see that torch?
Yes.
Huh.
That
But
was weird. I'm not
Yep.
sure it matters, though. We do need to get that child.
yes, we must find if they went thither or thither.
Do beware of fire in any case. Nijel is going to try to break off a branch of the tree and hold it and see if it becomes flat.
Okay. Yeah, you break off a branch of the tree, no problem. And it does become flat, actually.
Huh.
Sugarmama's gonna try touching the tree to see if it gets flat.
It actually doesn't. It stays 3D.
Here or there?
Whilst this is going on, Disperse kind of stepped to one side and pulled out all their chess pieces, split them evenly in half, and said scatter.
Oh yeah, they run off into the forest. A few minutes. You can mentally communicate with them, right?
I think so.
Okay. One of them tells you they found a very peculiar creature, a large bear creature with the face of an owl.
Did it say whether it was alive?
Yes, it's definitely alive. I guess they can give you more specific information. It's sitting down one of the paths, specifically hither, and it is kind of just sitting on a chair, smoking a pipe, and looks like it's reading a newspaper.
Does it have claws for hands?
It does have claws, yes. At the end of its kind of, it's like a bear. It's an owl bear specifically.
Does it have 5 perchance?
Yeah, it's got 5 fingers, 5 claws.
Okay. Do the chest pieces on the other side see anything?
No, not yet. Not right off the bat. They just see tracks continuing.
Alright. I'll go talk to the owlbear then, I guess.
Okay. Despair starts heading down hither.
Hither? No,
Yeah.
we should probably go along. Don't want to split up in this forest.
Yes.
That would be quite the unfortunate decision on our part.
Okay. You head down hither after Despair. And Despair, it is not but a few moments as your chess pieces have scattered out that you enter into a very small clearing, maybe 20 feet across, but everything's a little funky now that you're two-dimensional. And you see this big old owl bear sitting on a kind of beaten up blue cloth armchair. Its colors are very vibrant. An owl bear has kind of a feathered head down to like a feathered mantled shoulder chest area, but then fur throughout the rest of the body. The feathers on this owl bear are very, very vibrant purples and pinks, with a little bit of white kind of speckled in there for accent. And it's sitting upright in the chair. It's got a newspaper in front of it. Got a big old pipe sticking out of its mouth. It looks over towards you. It sees it has a pair of big round spectacles and just kind of nods to you and goes back to reading its paper, kind of just acknowledging you've walked into its clearing. There's nothing else in this clearing really besides dirt, the armchair, the owl bear.
Okay. Sorry.
Well, Despair, you're the first one there. Everyone's a couple feet back from you. Is there anything you want to do to start this off?
I'll take a step forward and introduce myself.
Okay, so you step forward and say, what? How do you introduce yourself? Just, I'm Despair. Who are you? Or
Greetings. My name is Despair. Who might you be?
Hello, I'm Wallowie. It kind of like moves its head back and forth, takes the little pipe out of its beak and folds its newspaper over and sets it down on its lap. What are you doing here?
I'm looking for someone. Has anyone passed through here recently?
He kind of puffs on his pipe, and you can see the smoke kind of slowly going out his ears. And the owlbear goes to stand up and just kind of stride over towards you. He walks with a very pronounced, just kind of a very pronounced gait as he's just strolling right up to you. Very, very relaxed. This creature on its hind legs stands a solid 12 feet tall. It's a big bear-like creature. And yeah, it walks right up to you. Just, well, I've seen many a thing. As it kind of blows out the smoke, it hoots. What kind of creatures are you appearing?
Specifically, a small rabbit.
Ah, it's been a long time since I've seen many rabbits. Kind of clicks its beak a few times. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow.
Have you seen any goblins?
Goblins. But you have not introduced yourself. Who are you? Its head kind of moves backwards, fluffing out its feathers a little bit more. Introduce yourself. Be rude.
My name is Fellnight. And we're trying to...
And I am Hollowocky. It kind of rustles its feathers a little bit and gets into a more relaxed position. No longer quite shrunken away from you. Yes, you were asking? Kind of clicks his pipe in his beak.
We're looking for some goblins that kidnapped a child.
I dislike the goblins. They go thither. That's why I stay hither.
Ah, so we
For if
took
you
the
were
wrong
hither and
path.
there were no goblins hither, then why would you ever go thither? He blows some smoke out of his mouth, and it forms into like little owl bears in front of him, which then the little owl bear smoke things go hoo and hoot very quietly, and then disperse. He clicks his pipe in his beak again. Is there anything I can do to help you further? Looks between you two, Despair and Fellnight.
So the goblins are thither.
Thither?
I think that's what we needed. Thank you, kind sir.
Very well. I would beware, though. The men are about.
Thank you for the warning.
He kind of blows some pipes some more. Well, if that's all you'll need, I will go back to reading my paper. Blows one last little smoke ring before clicking his pipe back into his beak, sitting back down and kind of shaking out his paper, going back to read it. It's upside down. You realize that now at this point, but it doesn't seem to care. The rest of you witnessed this whole thing.
Owly, Nijel Astrada here. Might I ask what you mean by these men about?
Kind of flips his paper back down, takes out his pipe, but doesn't stand up this time. Looks over. It is the pleasure is mine. Nijel. The men at arms. They're legging about.
The
Clicks his
men
beak
at
twice.
arms?
I can only imagine we'll have their unfortunate company soon. Might you spare us any words of what to do in such an instance?
He kind of looks up, strokes his feathery face. Simply be rave.
Well, I suppose that's quite doable.
Clicks his pipe back into his mouth and flicks his paper back open.
The hoe, I suppose?
Well, one last thing, dearie. Hello there. I'm Sugarmama.
The owlbear huffs a little, flicks their paper shut, takes out their pipe, and looks over. And I am Owlie. The pleasure is mine.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. Well, I did have a question about something that breathes fire and
His
flies.
eyes kind of go a little anxious. Ooh. Ooh. And it kind of shakes all over. Its feathers rustle everywhere. A few of them kind of come out and scatter. They get loose. And Fellnight, these are beautiful looking feathers. They look super soft. And the owlbear looks toward you. My hollowock. Beware. Its jaws that bite, and its claws that catch. Who would be most unfortunate?
Oh my.
Blows another smoke ring, except this smoke ring forms into a creature like shape. It is a strange, almost dragonoid-like body, but with an extremely long and thin neck. A face that is kind of shrunken and smushed flat to a degree. Not 2D flat, but not as pronounced as a dragon's would be, a smushed dragon's face. It has no teeth save for two large, almost beaver-like buck teeth on the top of its jaw and 2 at the bottom, and like shrunken grayish skin all over its body. It's very wrinkled and taut. Besides that, it looks very much like a dragon. It has wings and a kind of dragonoid body and tail. The only real difference besides the face and the neck is it's, instead of normal like dragonoid claws, it has these incredibly long, spindly, maybe hairy-looking fingers that come off of each paw, but are tipped with very, very nasty-looking claws. Incredibly vivid detail for this kind of smoke creature, which then disperses. And the owlbear looks to you. It is good for us that he is not hither.
Is he also thither?
For if he were hither, I would rather be thither. Perhaps he is thither, I don't know, I'm hither.
I see. Well, we'll let you get back to your paper. Sorry to interrupt.
You know what I think? I'd rather be nither. And he flips his paper shut and disappears. Just boop. And the paper just kind of flutters to the ground.
Huh.
And actually, you probably see on the paper title, it's Bartholomew's Adventurers, and it's something about Bartholomew's Adventure. Specifically, you 4 on this adventure.
Sugarmama goes over to read it.
It seems to have everything up to exactly now.
Oh my.
Like, it stops at you reading the paper.
This is a bit strange. Sugarmama's gonna set it down and collect one of the feathers.
As you put it down, the image of you putting it down appears on it.
Oh my.
On one of the pages.
Perhaps we should turn around and get to
Yes,
where
go
we need to
thither.
go.
Okay. If y'all are okay with that, you make your way back, no issue. And then you head down thither. All right. As you make your way down thither, can you all roll me perception checks? I assume you're paying a lot of attention in this crazy forest you're in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay. And Despair, you're gonna roll it with advantage for me because you have your pawns also looking around. Oh, I'm sorry, your chest piece. Oh wow, damn. So Despair, you absolutely see and know a lot about these things way before they have any idea you're on. As you're making your way up the path, obviously Nijel's a little loud because of the armor, but you, Despair, get this mental image of the path ahead from your pawns. They kind of tell you, see. There is another clearing up ahead, and it's a fairly large clearing here, maybe 200 feet across, fairly almost exactly circular, actually, like unearthly circular. Except there are like almost a dozen branching paths leading out on the opposite side, just back into the forest. Toward the center, near the center branching path on the far end, there is a small rabbit, a little baby rabbit, it looks like, that is just shuddering. It's shaking. It seems horrified, and it has some sticks on the ground in front of it, and appears to be making something out of like wicker. Just instinctively with its hand as it shakes, obviously in terror. You can't see really from what, if anything, from your chess piece's perspective. And you can see that there are a handful of these goblins kind of hiding in the edges, the outskirts. Your little chess pieces root them out pretty well. What do you all do? Or what do you do with this knowledge?
I'll share it with the rest.
Okay. So
How dare they? Ooh. Oh, just burns my caramel corn.
What's your plan as you're about to get to this clearing? There's at least 4 goblins and at least 1 ogre from what Despair was able to discern from their ponds.
Well, I can create a bit of a smoke screen so we can grab the bunny and skedaddle, if you will. How big is the clearing?
About 200 feet diagonally across.
Well, can't make that much.
And like I said, there are 10 branching paths on the exact opposite side of the clearing. Now that you guys are kind of up to it now, you can look. They're just kind of branching all out over the place.
Perhaps we should attempt to ambush them?
Yeah, if you wanted, you could try and get a drop on some of the goblins.
Well, if we're ambushing, I might as well offer myself as a diversion. I'm not exactly the ambush type.
Well, if you will, go ahead, dearie. I'll back you up.
So Fellnight and Despair, are you two gonna ambush these goblins then?
I think we should try.
So Fellnight's gonna try. Despair, do you have any interest? Or are you gonna just kind of lay low?
I'm good at laying low.
Okay, cool. So, Nijel, what's your distraction? Are you just gonna stride out into the opening?
Oh yeah, I mean, I still have light on me, so I'm glowing a nice thick purple. And Nijel will have his shield more at the ready than his blade to emphasize a dodge action as he's heading out to make this distraction of appearance.
All right, so Nijel, you charge right out into the clearing very openly and clearly, but keeping your shield at the ready just in case. Sugarmama, you're kind of on the sidelines, I imagine, just in case Nijel needs some backup. And
Yes.
Fellnight, yep, go ahead.
Oh yes. I'll be rooting for him right here in case he needs any pomp and circumstance or what have you.
And Fellnight, you've managed to sneak up on 2 of the goblins you can see on one side of the clearing. So Fellnight, I'm gonna have you go first in the surprise round. Can you just roll? Actually, we're gonna do you last. I think we're gonna do Nijel first. Nijel, as you stride out, do you say anything in particular to try and get people's attention, or you're just walking out?
I'll probably just very bodacious. There's the little one, of course. Yeah, I expected this to be some sort of difficult quest, but there you are, little one. Come now, let's go, as he's just striding out to the small bunny.
Okay, as you kind of do that, all of you can hear the reactions of the goblins kind of like, yeah, in the shadows hiding. However, Nijel, something else happens. Can you roll me a wisdom saving throw?
Yay!
You actually still fail. The DC is 23.
Cool.
Do you succeed on a crit though? I think that's just attack rolls. Yeah. That sucks.
This is terrifying.
Nijel, for just a moment, as you're kind of striding out, right when you hear the goblins first chitter, like they first notice you, you see the area around you, everything around you flicker, and for a moment you see back regular reality, right? This, as if it weren't in this negative space. And the world flickers again, and you're back to where you are, and it flickers a third time. And instead of a forest, you see burnt little sticks coming up, everything ground to ash, and only little twigs of what remained of trees sticking up. You see again a green sky overhead and little bits of ash falling from the sky. And you hear a voice kind of call out in this moment. The Defiant has returned. Interesting. And
it's
then
always nice to meet an old
flashes back again, and you are back in this kind of mysterious, weird forest. And with that, I think now we can jump into the initiative. Fellnight, go ahead and give me your thing. You have thoroughly distracted them. Nijel.
Do I have sight on the ogre or just the goblins?
Just the 2 goblins, unfortunately.
All right.
Oh shit! You take out.
Taker of arrows.
Yeah, you hit one of them. Are you trying to knock him unconscious or just shoot him?
Well, no, this is
Oh, you're specifically trying to knock him out, or
give me a con save.
Okay. Paper goblins. I got a 15. Oh, actually, he is. Yeah. Got a 15. That succeeds in that. Yep.
It succeeds. So I copy pasted the entire thing. Doesn't say I can't do damage to do the drunk shot.
You may choose. Yeah, exactly. So you still do your damage. Go ahead and give it to me. 8 points will. Actually, that might kill this goblin. It does. It exactly kills this goblin. Your arrow pierces through him. Just, and can you actually roll me a secondary attack? As the other goblin is standing right behind him, and you just literally cut through paper.
Damage or AC?
AC.
Oh, there's damage.
Yeah.
There's
Okay, so that one won't hit.
Okay.
As the other goblin just kind of flips to the side and is 2-dimensional, so it misses. We've done the surprise round. Can everyone roll me initiative? Despair, I'll give you advantage on that because you've got the knowledge with your positioning from your dudes. Alrighty. So we have, let me roll for the paper goblins. Oops. Alrighty. And the paper ogre. And jeez. Alrighty, they are quick. But not as quick as Despair. Despair, what would you like to do? You are first to go. Top gun.
So how many goblins are there?
You know that there are at least 3. There are 2 on one side of the clearing, 1 now on the other with Fellnight, and the ogre is somewhere else. You've lost track of him, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the clearing with the 2 goblins.
Okay, sure. The side of the clearing with those 2. You were able to sneak over, no issue. Because you're 2D, so you don't step on as much stuff.
Alright, I'm gonna take a shot at each of them then.
Okay. You can make these attacks with advantage because they don't see you coming. That'll hit. Holy shit, okay. Give me your damage. Alright, there's a chance they're still alive. Let me see how much HP they had. The second one, there's no way he's alive. He's actually can't. Yeah, you kill them both. Your arrows tear through them, and they get stabbed. And actually, I screwed up, Fellnight. They aren't made of paper, so you shouldn't even be able to make the second attack. They're regular people right now. That being said, you kill both of them. Despair. Your 2 bolts or arrows pierce their goblin heads, I guess. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Can I drop back into stealth?
You can't make a stealth check, but you already have a ton of cover, so you can just kind of move yourself up against a tree and be pretty much hidden from anything.
Alright, I'll do that then.
Alright, the paper ogre charges out from right next to where the bunny person is, and he's not made of paper right now, he's full-sized regular ogre. Just spends his turn running at you, Nijel, and gets pretty close to you, but not quite to you. He's about 20 feet away. The paper goblins, there's 3 left. The one that is alive next to Fellnight is going to turn and go to stab him and miss. And the other 2 are going to run out flanking the ogre, not quite getting as far as the ogre. Fellnight, it's your turn.
Well, I mean, I suppose I should attempt this.
Oh shit, who's at it again?
That's just the goblin that's next to me.
You'll hit him, no problem. 12 radiant. Yeah, you blast him and he also dies. You see currently only 3 foes remaining. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I can't really. No one's hurt, so
Okay.
yeah, that's all.
Alrighty. We are then to Sugarmama. You can see the ogre and 2 more goblins running toward Nijel.
Oh, well, that won't do.
Mhm.
Let's see. The ogre is that one, and the goblins are those, and they're far away or clumped together, or what are they?
They're maybe only like 10 feet apart from each other. They're running toward Nijel. They're 20 feet away from Nijel.
Alrighty. Let's see. 1 second. Hmm. Hmm.
You want me to come back to you? Or
No, I'll just walk out.
okay.
And, let's see, I'll create a field of daisies. It'll be nice.
Oh, what does this do? Oh, it's from the Sacred Veil. From here, nice. Druid Calf Cantrip. So you pluck a petal, and there's a field of daisies. Oh, damn! There's a ton of daisies. Really big daisies. Fantastic. So
Yes.
you find yourself in a massive field of flowers. Nijel?
Make it a little harder for them to get to Nijel. Protect the buddy!
How clumped up are they together?
They're pretty clumped. They're all within 10 feet.
Can Nijel stride forward towards the ogre so that the ogre and both of the goblins are within 10 feet of him?
Yeah, definitely.
Nijel will do that and present the wide side of his two-dimensional shape. Oh, my dear fools, you should have just spared the Hossenpfeffer for another day. And activate that necrotic shroud. Can I get some charisma saves?
Oh, they're so charismatic. As they're all terrified. One of them's particularly terrified of you. They all just kind of stop in their place and are just absolutely terrified of your visage. As you transform into a terrifying 2-dimensional, like, death angel thing. Is that right? More or less? I think your push to talk's working out again.
Yes, that's quite right. Between his already ghastly black robes of armor and his scythe, and now suddenly the skeletal black wings and the swarm of decayed, falling black feathers around and about. Two-dimensional though they may be.
Well, the feathers are 3D.
Oh my.
Yeah, you're not holding them. All the flowers are 3D too. Alrighty, Nijel.
Seeing how terrified they are, Nijel will go ahead and, in his new terrifying form, bring his left hand across the blade as it begins to glow in a sickly, thick. I am pressing the wrong button. I pop up Divine Favor, which is just going to roll the damage, so I'll just say I
Cool.
pop Divine Favor.
Awesome. Give yourself a dark blessing of power. Despair, what would you like to do? You have easily dispatched those 2 goblins, but there are 2 more quaking in fear of your ally. You also can hear a lot of noise coming from different parts around the clearing. Some coming from back the way you went, that you came from, and some other kind of burbling, whiffling sound coming from the far end of the clearing near the bunny.
How big is the bunny?
The baby bunny, like a foot.
Would it be possible for Ronnie the Raven to pick the bunny up?
Ooh, Ronnie could definitely try. I think I'd need to make Ronnie make a check. Let me see if this has crow or raven or something in here. No, it's a crowbar. Yeah, wow, raven is a monster. Sick. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast. So yeah, Ronnie would have to make a check. I'd probably give him a DC 10, but he'd be rolling with a -4 because his strength is only 2. You could try though.
Would that cost my action?
I'd give you a bonus action. Actually, familiars are supposed to get their own turn. It's free. You can go ahead and just try it. I'm not going to cheat you on this.
What do I need to roll then?
So it's just a D20 -4, and you want to get above a 10. Ronnie will be heavily encumbered, but he will be carrying this little bunny away. Oh shit! And Ronnie the Raven swoops down and grabs onto this little bunny. I imagine like grabs him by the ears and starts lifting him, and they're like, oh! And the bunny's 2-dimensional, so actually the bunny gets lifted up a lot easier than I thought. And kind of drops this little wicker ball that he was holding. Nijel, you can just barely see it as it falls. It looks very similar to that beholder effigy that you had seen before, except made of wicker, and it just kind of falls onto the ground. And Ronnie is flying away with the little baby bunny. Awesome. So Ronnie flies 50 feet. Which way do you want him to go?
Towards the allies.
Toward what?
Towards our allies.
Oh, toward you guys. Okay, cool. Sweet. So he's about a quarter of the way across the field toward you. And is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna take a shot at those 2 goblins.
Alrighty. Give me your shoots. Well, no, you're attacking with advantage because they don't see you. So it's at 24 against the first one, and yeah, okay, give me your hit damage. You might kill them. All right, the first one lives, the second one dies. The one that was especially terrified of you, Nijel, like rolled a 1 on his save, terrified, gets shot in the head by from somewhere you can't see. Would you like to move at all, Despair, or just staying in the shadows?
How far apart are the goblins from each other?
20 feet, because they're flanking the ogre.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Actually, can I see the ogre?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I hunter's mark the ogre then?
Yeah, no problem. Hunter, Mark T is hunted. Whatever, you know what I meant. He's hunter marked. And then the ogre's gonna go. And the ogre is going to take his... The ogre's gonna be like... and go to like move toward you, Nijel, but then back up because he's kind of scared. And he's just gonna waste his whole turn doing that. Because he really wants to hit you with his club. However, after the ogre, the goblins are going to go. And the goblins are going to... the one remaining goblin is going to crumple up his scimitar into a little crumpled up piece of paper. As he lets go of it, it becomes 2D. And then he is going to take that, put it in a sling, and sling a ball of paper at you for 6 points of damage.
That actually hits. Oh,
wait,
my.
he should have disadvantage. 19.
That is my AC, so it still hits.
Yep, still gonna hit you. 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Can you give me a concentration check?
Hey.
All right, you're good. And it is at the end of this turn that you hear this. Everyone hears this kind of like whiffling, burbling sound as from the far edge of the clearing, a massive winged creature, like I described earlier, the Hollowock, arrives. That flies into the clearing, its eyes aflame, glowing this bright red, and that took its whole turn to get into there. And it's looking hungrily at the baby rabbit that is being flown toward you by Ronnie. Whose turn is it now? It is Fellnight. What would you like to do, Fellnight?
We've got...
The Hollowock is gigantic, by the way.
We've got the
It's
Hollowock, the ogre, and one goblin left, right?
Yeah, that's everything.
Oh my.
No one's hurt at the moment. I'm gonna do guiding bolt at the ogre.
At the ogre? That'll unfortunately miss. Yeah, your guiding bolt. Oh, wait, no, you have advantage because he doesn't see you because he's still in the forest. Yeah, you'll hit him. No problem. Give me your damage.
Cool.
15. Damn, that's pretty good, actually.
Guiding bolt's a really strong spell.
Oh, yeah, no, it's really cool. You're going to start tracking his health because he isn't going to die in one hit. Yeah, your guiding bolt slams into the ogre and he begins to glow with a sickly necrotic light.
Radiant.
I know. Everything's inverted here.
Everything's backwards.
Yep. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Fellnight, or do you stay in the shadows?
I'm going to stay in the shadows for the moment.
Okay.
I'm very squishy.
You guys are like the maximum spread out right now. Alrighty, Sugarmama.
Alrighty. I see that nasty jabber hollow thing in my barber.
It most certainly is not a Jabberwock. No way.
Oh, yes, it's a hollowock.
It's a little
completely different.
Completely different.
Yes.
I didn't literally just describe the most famous picture of a Jabberwock. Anyway, what would you like to do?
Sugarmama's going to walk right up towards that nasty old thing.
All right, it is pretty far away from you. You could spend your turn to like get up under it. It's flying 10 feet in the air. I don't know if you care.
Can I get within at least, I don't know, 30 feet of it or so?
Yeah, I'd say so. But you'd have to walk right up with Nijel.
Well, that's fine.
Sure.
Do I still have an action?
No, I don't think you do, because actually, unfortunately enough, the daisy chain makes it harder for you to move around since you planted all the daisies.
Oh, yes.
But, yeah, sorry.
Don't worry about
Any
it.
bonus actions you'd like?
Can't say there is.
Alrighty, Nijel, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
The hollowocky is too high to hit with a melee attack, right?
Yes, he's 10 feet in the air, flying on his, actually much smaller than in the picture, wings.
I wouldn't be able to jump to get enough distance, would I?
You'd attack at disadvantage, but I'd let you do it.
Okay. As a bonus action, Nijel will prep up with a branding smite, charge towards the Jabberwocky, the hollowocky, good lord, sorry, leap forth and make that beautiful, beautiful swing with the scythe.
Alrighty.
And he will go ahead and make that a guided strike because he ain't about that.
Well, that will definitely hit as you leap into the air and slash with your side.
And I will go ahead and pour a smite into that. Is it undead or fiendish or anything that would give me the boost on smite?
What does that give? Which ones do that?
That is...
I do not
think it's only
aberration counts, so... no, because I know it works on demons and fiends. Yeah, I don't think it works on aberrations. So,
okay.
Unfortunately, not. If we find out that's wrong, please correct me, someone. So 17, 26. Oh damn! Plus your steering smite.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to roll that out.
That was a mighty.
Oh, that's terrible, but con save.
Constitution saving throw.
He fails.
Holy shit! All right, I'm shocked.
I am shocked as well.
Yeah. All right, so 27, and now he's on fire. So he's going to take fire damage each turn.
That is what it is, yes.
Alrighty. Despite the fact that his eyes are aflame, he does not appear to be resistant to fire in any way. And whose turn is it? Despair. You see this massive winged weird dragonoid thingy going right for Ronnie and the baby bunny. The baby bunny is terrified.
How far away are they?
Ooh, this thing's only about 30 feet away from Ronnie. It's way faster than he is. But
How
Ronnie
far
could
away?
just... Oh, what was that?
Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say Ronnie is like right above Sugarmama, like right where Nijel and Sugarmama were, which is pretty close, like 30 feet away from this thing. You think that if it wanted to, it could overtake Ronnie this turn, even with Ronnie's normal movement. But if Ronnie went and hid behind your allies, then maybe he'd be okay.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely do that.
All right, where's Ronnie flying? Down to Nijel or Sugarmama?
Sugarmama.
All right, ducks down behind Sugarmama into the daisies. Actually, can Ronnie roll me a stealth check? Ronnie just kind of ducks in. Little baby bunny. Yeah. The dex is, I believe, a +2 on the rating. So just be a d20 +2. He's not proficient in it. Damn! Ronnie's on fire! And what would you like to do?
I'm gonna shoot at the ogre.
Oh, okay. You're just gonna try and finish the ogre. Well,
Yeah.
maybe he's got a lot of health. That'll definitely hit. And that'll definitely hit. Keep in mind, when you are staying in those kind of outer areas, you are going to have your attacks with them. As you are flat and they don't see you. So yeah, you're going to hit with both those against the ogre, no problem. You give me your deep. All right. 19. Oh, shit, he's Hunter's Mark. Yep, that Hunter's Mark actually applies on both attacks. All right, this ogre's not looking super great. Is there anything else you'd like to do to spare?
I believe that's all I can do.
Alrighty, and it is at this turn that the ogre's going to go first. As he takes his club, finally he can attack you, Nijel. He runs over to swing his club at you, and misses. Well, are there any goblins left? I think they're all dead now. No, it's the one left. Nijel, you see him like take off his like hat. He's got like a little hat and crumple it up into paper and then throw that at you too. Jeez. These goblins, man. It's a little bit of bludgeoning damage. And at the end of this, the Hollowock is going to go. As it looks toward each of you, it looks particularly at you, Sugarmama.
Can it give me that con save or take a bit more fire damage?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Sugarmama glares at it.
It ends the fire damage.
Yeah, and it flies down right toward you, Sugarmama, and it is going to use its Eyes of Flame ability as it glares right at you, and a torrent of fire shoots from its eyes. Can you roll me a dexterity saving?
Sure.
Your DC is 16 that you'd be going for. Would you like to portent?
I would not like to portent, no.
Okay. It's going to be 43 points of fire damage.
Oh boy.
As
Oh my.
Yeah.
this blast of flame swells over you. Now, can you have to portent before you know the effect of the thing, right? That is the rule with it, or is that not?
No. I can.
You can use it after the fact. If you can use it after the fact, you may choose to portent if you'd like.
The portent is 5, so.
Oh, so maybe you don't want to do that. For the roll. No, yeah, it says.
Yep.
Oh, it's before the roll. I get it. All right. So unfortunately, you get wreathed in fire. Are you still up after that?
No, Sugarmama's actually flat out dead.
That kills Sugarmama?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You melt into a horrible caramel mix. That was a really good roll for him too. And it crashes into the ground and looks down hungrily at Ronnie and the bunny cowering but 10 feet behind.
Oh shit, Sugarmama.
Yikes. And with that, Fellnight, what would you like to do?
Wish I had access to Revivify. So is... Oh boy.
Why don't you like to Revivify? Oh, you're not high enough level, right?
Not high enough level. What does this do again?
You want me to come back to you?
I'm just gonna... Ogre... we just still need to deal with the ogre, right?
Yeah, he's looking real bad, though. The ogre's on his last leg.
I'm just gonna shoot my crossbow at the ogre.
Okay. You'll obviously hit. And he's still alive, I'm sorry.
Damn it.
He's on his actual last leg now. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That's about all I can do.
Alrighty. We jump to... Sugarmama is dead. We jumped to Nijel.
Would I be able to scoop up the raven and the bunny as a bonus action, or would that be an action to scoop them up?
I think that's a bonus action at worst.
Okay, I will scoop them up and charge off through the daisies, scything them down as I go, if that would make my way any quicker.
Sure, no problem. You just start scything through them, trying to book it, basically. And you hear, as you run by the creature, it just kind of roars angrily at you as you run by.
Do give my greetings or whatever to your master. We go way back. And Nijel is just going to then focus on getting back to that nice little white bunny hole.
Okay, you're just going to start running. Okay. At full sprint, you're probably a good, 5 or 6 rounds from it. Maybe more. It's not full sprint. I think that's about it. Just so you're aware. All right, you're
That's
booking.
fine, I got.
Okay. Despair, what would you like to do? You see Nijel has scooped up Ronnie, assuming you let him scoop up Ronnie, and the rabbit, and started booking it toward the clearing. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna take a shot at the ogre, see if I can finish it off.
Sure. The ogre looks terrified. It's just very scared and sad looking. You fire, you hit him, no problem. And yet that was the last little bit we needed. And I guess your hunter's mark is overkill. You down the ogre, shooting him in the right in the the stump of his neck, and just it collapses to the ground. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Can I shift my hunter's mark to the hollow water thingy-malingy?
Hollowock, yes, it is a bonus action to do so.
Can I take my other shot at it?
Sure. That will unfortunately... Well, Are you attacking this guy with advantage? No, he sees you. Actually, even just where you are. So yeah, it's just a 12 to hit him. You unfortunately miss. Your second shot going wide. Would you like to move at all?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow after Nijel.
Okay. You bolt back toward Nijel. Hollowock is gonna go. The Hollowock roars in anger and begins to give chase, kind of running almost, its long neck slithering around kind of ahead of it as it goes to chomp out at you, Nijel, with its jaws that bite. That's gonna miss you. And then its long hairy claws also reach out towards you, which its claws that catch, it grabs you and you are now grappled by it.
Do I make a check this round or next round to get out?
You can use your action to escape. Escape DC is 17. And it hits you, I think, a second. No, it's only at the 17. That won't hit you, will it?
It will not.
Okay. So it only hits you with the one attack. as it kind of holds you up. Do you like let go of the bunny as it grabs you, the bunny and Roddy, or do you?
Considering the bunny is attached to a raven, I will sort of paper airplane it out ahead of me since I'm seeing the ranger coming in from the side.
Okay, yeah, you toss it, and Ronnie and the bunny just fall into your arms, just despair as you're right over there. And it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna get Ronnie to fly ahead as I take my shots at the Hollowocky.
Okay. Alrighty, you're gonna hit him for 30. Oh yeah. Sorry, those aren't damage. Those are to hits. Yeah, you're gonna hit with the second attack. Unfortunately, the 16 misses. Its kind of hide is too powerful. Alrighty, for 9 points. All right, yeah, you hit him. He's looking like kind of beat up. He's not quite like in a bloodied level, I guess you'd say. He's not below half, but you've hurt him. And Ronnie's running off ahead. Are you running with Ronnie, or are you staying behind?
I'm basically trying to shield him as he flies.
Okay, cool. The Hollowock is going to go. And Nijel, you haven't had a turn.
I have not.
I skipped you. And it's Fellnight. I don't know what I did. Fellnight and Nijel, please go. I think what I did is I skipped both of you and just jumped to despair. Fellnight, go ahead.
Let's see.
Oh, I know why I skipped. That's fine. We'll do it at the end.
I'm gonna guiding bolt. Just Hollowocky.
Sure. You're unfortunately going to miss with that. Your bolt of light goes wide, and it's kind of refracted by his leathery skin. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You are still hidden. Do you want to come out into the open, or are you going to stay there?
I'll come out into the open and healing word, Dread Emperor.
Alrighty. Now it's your turn, Nijel. What would you like to do?
Good to see you, Fellnight. I'm gonna have disadvantage on attacks against this thing, aren't I?
Nope, you are not restrained.
I'm not restrained?
Nope, you're just grappled. His hands are a little too thin. Also, you're made of paper.
Very much in melee range of him, though, however. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Or you could try and escape. That's also an option.
Oh, I need to quickly make that con save to see if I... No, yeah, I lost Divine Favor. With a loss of Divine Favor, I'm gonna take a disadvantage pistol shot at this thing and see what I can do.
Oh, you just take out your pistol, point blank. Oh. And it jams. Shit. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I must say, this is quite impressive. Whether things end poorly or not, if you're alive to give a word with your boss, we know each other. It might be a little bit stronger than this cloud.
What did you say? He might be a little stronger than the cloud?
Nijel is very much about strength and power. If he finds something that's rivaling his current setup, he will adapt and overcome.
Interesting. So that was your turn. At this point, you hear a stampede of footsteps coming out from down the pass on the far side, and it's just kind of like a hut, 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 hut. Hey-ho, men! Engage the enemy! And a whole bunch of anthropomorphic hippopotamus people wearing incredibly flamboyant military kind of garb, kind of like French Revolution military garb, or not French Revolution, Napoleonic military garb, charge out with muskets and fire at the Hollowock. There's like a dozen of them. They make a firing line, fire, get down on one knee to reload, and then there's another group behind them. There are a total of 10. As 4 shots, pow, pow. Oh, I'm not rolling for you guys. Fire, 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 and fire out at the Hollowock. 3 of them making contact. The creature snarls back at them. It looks toward you, Nijel, and you just kind of, you don't hear a voice. You don't hear much of anything, but you have a thought in your head. And the thought is, how about you meet him yourself? And the Hollowock lifts you up into the air and eats you. And you die.
Oh.
Was I unconscious?
Oh, she has to be unconscious. Shit. All right, you're not unconscious. He's gonna beat you up then. My bad. He's gonna chomp you twice then. Are you unconscious now?
Okay, yes, I'm very much unconscious.
All right, now he eats you.
The first fall of the Dread Emperor.
Yeah, he eats you. You see Nijel go down whole. Nijel, you wake up in a cold and foreign place, but we'll have to go into that another time. All right, Fellnight, what would you like to do?
Well,
You see just a puddle of caramel where Sugarmama was. You just watched the Hollowock devour Nijel whole. What do you do?
the Raven's still got the child.
Yeah, the Raven's booking it.
Well, time to keep delaying the thing. I'm on a spell, so I'm gonna go up and, well, I can Sacred Flame it.
Yeah, you cast your Sacred Flame. It is going to succeed on its save, unfortunately.
All I need to do is distract it.
And you just run up to it?
Next to it, on the far side of the hippopotami people.
Yeah, the hippopotami people are on the opposite end of the route, the clearing. And now we are at Despair. What would you like to do? Two of your allies have fallen.
How far away from the Rivetal?
The what?
The hull out.
Hollowock? You're about, 15 feet, maybe? You're not very far. But now Fellnight has run up right next to it.
How far away from the exit?
Like I said, about 5 rounds. It's faster for Ronnie, though. Ronnie can travel a lot faster than most normal creatures. It's probably 3 for Ronnie. Ronnie just...
big...
Oh,
Sorry?
I was asking, is Ronnie just booking it regardless?
Yes.
Okay, so Ronnie just flies off into the forest with the rabbit, with the baby bunny. I'm amazed you saved this baby bunny. Oh, I thought he was toast. What would you like to do?
How big is the Hollowocky?
He's a huge creature. That puts him about 15 wide, 15 tall. Pretty sizable. Plus he has a long, long neck on top of that.
Alright,
Shrug emoji.
I'll follow after Ronnie with my movement, but continue to take shots at the thing.
Oh, okay. That 5 rounds was assuming that you were double moving. If you want to just half move, it'll take you almost 10.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah, you're just going to continue to take pot shots, but back off. Sure. Go ahead and give me your attacks. All right. Unfortunately, both of those attacks are going to miss. Your arrows go wide. And the Hollowock looks toward you, Fellnight, and smiles. And he is going to claws that catch.
Hits.
Okay, you're still up after that, I assume?
Yep. Not for the first time I've died, though.
It'll jaws that bite.
Misses.
13's not going to get you. And then it will hit you with a second claw. Oh, wow, it won't. And let's see if he recharges his fire eyes. He does! Cool. And yeah, you physically saw him regenerate after eating Nijel. So now, actually, we are on to your turn. Fellnight, what would you like to do?
I am going to stab it with greed.
Okay. Oh, shit! Wait a minute! This is a cursed item. I need to see what this does. +2 dagger. Oh, damn. Yeah, you swing. Unfortunately, you miss.
Damn.
That's a bold move. I respect that immensely. So, Fellnight, unfortunately, you miss. Is there anything else you'd like to do with the bonus action?
I got nothing I can do, unfortunately.
Just fair. What would you like to do? You see Fellnight. Looks he's in a rough spot. The hippo men are getting ready to fire again.
I'm just gonna keep taking shots.
Okay, yeah. 2 more shots. The second one will hit. Can you go ahead and give me your damage? 18 is its armor class. Gonna be. Oh wow, nice. It's pretty beat up at this point. Still above half, but not by a lot. Oh well, no, because it healed. Crap. That's fine. Still, damage is damage. Are you fleeing at all, or are you still doing that like back off and fire deal?
Yes.
Okay, cool. The hippopotamus men, one of them goes, "Commander, it's highly ineffective." And the other one yells, well, let them know what real firepower tastes like then, men! Arm the grenades! And you see a bunch of them take out what look like grenades, pull pins, hold them ready to throw, and throw a bunch of grenades. Fellnight, I need you to roll 4 dexterity saving throws.
He's grappled though.
That doesn't actually affect dexterity saves, interestingly enough. So you succeed on all but 1. That's the second one. 1, 2. Oh, let's roll the damage separately.
I mean, I only have 10 health right now, so...
Oh, so yeah, you're knocked unconscious anyway. In fact, you're blown to pieces anyway by the grenades as they blow up all around you. Unfortunately, despair, you see pieces of Fellnight go everywhere. And when the smoke finally clears, you can hear the hippopotamus man, we taught him right good. But the Hollowock turns toward them, eyes aflame, and probably incinerates them. Oh my god. You see most of the hippopotamus men just get incinerated by this wave of fire. You see a couple explosions actually from their bodies. And now it's your turn. You're the only one left. What would you like to do?
How far is Ronnie from the exit?
Ronnie will make it to the hole this turn. At the end of this turn.
Alright, I'm gonna book it.
You're just gonna start to run? Okay.
Yep.
Are you gonna try and hide from it and sneak back? Or otherwise? Because at this point, Ronnie makes it through. Ronnie survived with the bunny. But do you? Because this thing is so much faster than you. Even at the head start you have, it's going to be tight. Do you want to try and hide or outrun it?
I'll try to hide.
Okay. Can you roll me a dexterity saving throw then? Hide. Sorry, that would have been outrun. Can you try and just give me a stealth check? That's pretty good. He will attempt to perceive you. Let me roll this thing. 20. You're about halfway back, maybe a turn and a half of running toward it, and you see as you're sneaking behind some trees, you're like actually, you have advantage because you're flat. Can you roll me another one? Sorry. Yeah, you're hiding behind a tree, like sneaking through, and you just see the long neck and shrunken head of this Hollowock turn around and bare its teeth at you hungrily. We're still in initiative. It's your turn. It's next to you. What would you like to do? You're, again, like I said, about a turn and a half. Or correctly, you're about 120 feet. Or 100 feet, sorry, from the hole. Well, Despair?
Is it between me and the exit, or is it on the other side?
No, it's been following you. It would definitely get an opportunity attack if you just tried to regularly run.
I will continue my walking backwards and firing.
Okay, so you're going to provoke an opportunity attack moving away from it at this range.
Okay.
Okay, unless you disengage, but that's an action. Do you want to
I
do
won't
that instead of
disengage.
attack? You will or you won't?
I won't.
Sorry. You won't, okay. He will attempt to claws that catch you then. As you go to back off from it, its claws slash into you and wrap around you, grappling you. What would you like to do? You still have an action.
As a reaction, can I cast not hellish resistance?
Hellish Rebuke? Absolutely. Yeah, no problem. He'll roll a con. He's still actually look really beat up. Like, he hasn't been able to eat anything and heal. So he's going to roll a con save against that, I think. Which he's successful at, but he's still going to take half the damage. Oh, not the best rolls on that one. Alrighty. Yeah, you hellish rebuke him for some damage. Oh, it's a dex save. I'm sorry. I should re-roll that. Yeah, he's still going to... and you have an action still you can use if you'd like, but you are in melee grappled by it. You could use your action to try and escape?
Can I cast Thunderwave?
Yeah, absolutely. You blast out a Thunderwave at him. I'll roll a Constitution save for that, maybe? I'll wait until... Oh, you already hit it. Cool. He is unfortunately going to succeed. Still taking half damage. He looks pretty beat up. He actually looks really beat up. And he's not knocked backwards, unfortunately. Whew. I think that being the end of your turn, he's going to go. You're still conscious, right?
Yep.
He is going to slash you with his claws. Are you still conscious after that?
Yep.
Another claws. Are you still up?
I'm still good.
And he tries to bite you. Oh! The jaws that bite. And as he chomps down on you, everything goes dark. And you don't see what happens next. But the chat's going to see what happens next. Ooh. Despair, you awaken. Darkness. Cold. Leaves beneath you. You're still in the forest. You look above you and see a colorful feathered face. Why, hello!
Hello.
As you kind of take a bearing on your surroundings, you look around you and you see a long, shriveled neck of the Hollowock. You came back to hither and you brought him. I would have nothing of it. It appears the Hollowock was killed the last second by the bear. And you take your time doing whatever you would like to do in this strange, magical forest. Ronnie having delivered the baby bunny back to the rabbits, the bunny folk. You all have completed your mission at great cost. However, you did complete the mission. So, all of you are going to gain your Fable tier stipend of 200 Bartholomew bucks, your 1 experience point, and my heartfelt congratulations. Good job, everyone. That was